to just show you about leather conditioning. I know you guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, another leather conditioning bag, but hear me out. This bag has a lot of like crap on it. I don't know what this is. Some kind of, I think what happened is that there was some kind of like fake leather item on it. And over time, because this was against something else, it just kind of de-stuck from the other item, and then it just stayed on this bag. So if you guys have a bag or a leather bag similar to this and you guys got this stuff stuck on it, I want to show you one of the things that you can do. Instead of just tossing it straight into the trash, because I know you guys work very hard for your money, right? I don't want you guys tossing unnecessary resources and then having to buy another bag. What I would recommend is get a good leather conditioner. I have several leather conditioners. This is the one that I like right now, McGuire's Gold Class Rich Leather. Cleaner, conditioner, and protectant. I would not use this for a light color leather, but I've heard for people who do take care of LV bags, this is one of the conditioners they do recommend for using the Vanchetta leather. And this one, because it is a dark leather, because it is the upholstery, I felt like, hey, if this is good enough for jeans, this should be strong enough to clean for this. Now, these are some pads that I do have. You can see I do have some staining because I was cleaning a eel leather in the past. The stain didn't come out. That's totally fine, okay? So all you do is you spray some conditioner into this, and then you just rub. See? And you can see it's just like coming right off. So I did a whole bunch of stuff earlier, and it's not that much work, see? I mean, see that? And it just comes right off. And this is the beauty about taking care of items. So I had a whole bunch that I had to take off earlier, and I'm going to just, clean this. And that is it. So don't think that if you have stuff stuck on a leather bag, then, oh, you must dispose of it. Like, no, you can try to restore it, condition it. And my take on this, on leather bags, is this. I would not recommend having a lot of leather bags because the more bags you have, the more maintenance you have to do. If you have a scuff, if you really love that bag, you want to make sure that you do a repair. Not so much, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to go buy another bag and that's it. Maybe for you guys, some of you guys, you'll be like, I don't want to spend 2 minutes conditioning a bag. Let me just spend a couple $100 buying another bag. But for me, I'm not that kind of person. I actually like conditioning bags. I think that it's pretty meditative as well. And there's just something so beautiful when you take care of a bag and then you can see that shine on it. So let's see if we can restore this part over here. Oops. Goodness. I have this thing about 1 foot away from me, so that's why if you see it look a little awkward. And the leather is just probably so happy. I always think of leather like dry skin. If you guys have dry skin and you use moisturizer and you're like, oh, this is so soothing and so relieving. That's the way I see leather items. There's just something so calming, and I just feel like it's so rewarding to, put the conditioner back into leather. And that way, this bag can be used for many, many years to come. I really think that this bag, if you don't, carry heavy stuff in it, if it doesn't get torn, it can last. I really think this bag can last someone 20 years. I truly believe that, or more. So if someone really wanted to, if they take care of their bag, they can actually have this bag maybe even last them for 50 years. Can you imagine how amazing it would be for the environment if people had 1 or 2 bags and they just kept using those same bags until the day they die? And if the bag has any rip or something, then they bring it to a leather repairman, and the leather repairman just fixes that little rip. That would be incredible for the environment. But sometimes I feel like people are like, I don't want to deal with that. Let me just spend $40 and buy another one, and then they have to dispose of their old bag, and then the bag goes into the landfill, and it's just a total waste. So, yeah, see this? I usually just keep this in some laundry detergent, soak it for a few hours, and then, you know, uh, hand wash it out. And bags, you don't have to condition it all the time. Like some people might be thinking like, oh, Erica, so what? Do you condition a bag every week? No, you don't have to. Some bags, some people don't even condition them at all. You can condition it once every couple months. I try to condition my bags once a year. But some people are very on top of it, and then maybe every couple weeks they condition it. I mean, this is something like if you really want to be like first world, have some leather wipes, and then if you're waiting for someone, you can just grab a leather wipe and condition your bag on the phone, condition your bag. Those are the people that really take good care of their bags. There is such a thing as over conditioning as well. And if you over condition the bag, you can tell because it feels a little sticky. And this is not an expensive brand. This is a Taganello bag. I think the bag is probably worth $30. It's not very much, but I like the leather on it. And let's talk about it, right? Like a leather bag that has really good shine to it is more attractive than a dull looking bag for sure. I really feel like back in the day people took care of their stuff a lot more. Not like nowadays. It's just like toss. It's like, oh, I gotta scratch on my shoe. Let me throw this away. And then people wonder, oh, how come they don't have any money? It's like, well, maybe you're not taking care of your items. Maybe instead of repairing it, you just like, oh, I'm gonna toss it. I won't take care of this stuff. And you can see this, I've only been doing this for about 10 minutes, so think about all the time people waste in their day. Just on stuff that they could just, like, I don't know about you guys, but I've never made $10 and I've never made $30 in 10 minutes. Some people might. Some people will be like, I don't want to deal with the bag, Erica. My time is valuable. Okay. Each their own. In case you guys are not aware, I think I've told you guys, like, I've kind of come to this point in my life that I don't really want to buy any more handbags in my life. I don't want to buy any more pouches really in my life. I think I'm good unless one breaks and I can't repair it because it's just like a hamster wheel. It's like you kind of just keep buying stuff and then you have to, when you have too much, then you have to think, okay, well, let me donate it or let me sell it and, let me try to, then you got to go, if you try to resell it, then if you sell it online, then you got to go online and then put it in a box and things like that, go to the post office just to get rid of the item. I just think it's not really worth it. So it's better to just watch what you have. And then that way, in the future, you just kind of say, oh, well, I got one bag that I want to get rid of. It's so much more manageable than dealing with, let's say, a bunch of bags. And if you have to spend time conditioning one or two bags, it's so much easier than conditioning a whole bunch of bags. So that is it. I think it doesn't look too bad. I could always go at it a second pass. But this bag definitely looks much better than it did previously. And I'm happy that a good chunk of it, while not perfect, a good chunk of it, that stuff did get removed off. Maybe this is a scuff right here. Yeah, I think that's a scuff mark. And you also condition the leather in here as well. Joiner creases right there. And yeah, so that is it. And I will talk to you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed this little stream over here. Just a little PSA thing for you guys. And this, like I mentioned, will go off into the wash. If you look at the nice little shine about it, oh, it's so pretty, isn't it? I think it looks pretty. It looks so much nicer than it did before. And yeah, so I might go and condition this again, maybe later on today, just to see if I can touch up some areas. But it's going to be really quick, and you don't have to do leather conditioners all the time. Let's see. Let me read chat over here. Just get a dumpster. What? What do you mean get a dumpster? No, the inside's actually not too bad. See, it's actually quite clean inside here. See that stuff? I don't really like this bag because it has so many pockets. I actually don't keep this much stuff in my bag, but this would be perfect for donating. And, you know, I think someone else, they'll be more prone to grab this from, let's say, a thrift store than how it was previously. Because before, if I saw that bag previously, how I showed you guys, that would have gone straight into a dumpster. And you could see something with 10 minutes of leather conditioning, some reusable pads. It's amazing what leather conditioner can do. If you guys do have leather items and you guys were like me, where you see people with really nice leather items and you get envious of it, and you're thinking like, why do their leather items look so good? Don't just sit back and be envious about it. Try to figure out what makes that leather so good. You can, you know, if you have a question about it, you can ask them, hey, how your leather bag looks so good? How do you take care of it? And if they tell you, oh, I wipe it down with a leather wipe every so often, and you can ask them, what kind of leather wipe do you use? You know, that's the kind of thing. It's, I think of like a leather bag similar to like a human body. If you want to know, like for instance, how does a person have such great, how do they look so good? You'll find out that, hey, maybe they're eating really well, maybe they're exercising, maybe they do something like a face mask, maybe they go to the spa and get their skin done, maybe they go to a dermatologist and get laser treatments. It's all that kind of stuff that people don't really think about too much. And sometimes people would just say, oh, my you know, my things aren't that great because I don't spend enough money, or maybe it's because I just have an old one. But it's really, I think you guys would be very surprised to see how much money you can save if you just buy a bottle of leather conditioner. This bottle, I think I got it from Walmart for about $6 or $7. And this is 15.2 ounces, right? So if I bought a bag like this, you know, this bag would, if I bought it used, it would be about $6 in a thrift store. So if I buy this leather conditioner and I use about, let's say, 10 cents worth of spray on here, you know, I get much more value taking care of this bag than I do buying another bag, even pre-owned. So that kind of thing. And yeah, I think everything that we have, we need to be mindful of where it can be, manufactured. I don't live this kind of life where I think, oh, well, if I buy something outside of China, then it must not have child labor. I assume almost everything I have can be associated with child labor, down the whole logistics pipeline, right? How do I know that children weren't used to help feed the cows or something like that, or help assemble this bag, or help dye the leather? I don't know. And I don't like to come at this position of absolute privilege and elitism where I say, oh, it is so bad for child labor to exist. How dare people have child labor kind of thing? Because I don't know the circumstances of another country. You see, if you live in poverty and you have 5 kids or something in a third world country, those are 5 mouths that you have to feed. And if you can have those 5 children work and make some money and help sustain the family, I don't see any problem with it. I also believe that sometimes people, they just wag their finger and they say, I can't believe poverty or hunger exists in third world countries. And it's so gross and it's so idiotic to have that kind of thinking. Like, understand, people don't want their children to work if their children didn't have to work. But it is a problem that deals with, you know, the state of various countries' economies, you know, the financial situation. And when I think about child labor, again, the only way we can stop it is that we need to give more money to the parents. There's a reason why people who have social services are not saying, oh, will you hire my kid who's 5 years old to work at your small business? It's because they got social services to fall back on. If you live in a third world country where there is no social services like food stamps and, reduce housing, that kind of thing, then you really have to fend for yourself. And I imagine, like, if I was a parent in a third world country and finances were really bad, I would probably send my own child to work in a factory. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, because it would be a different circumstance. If you only make $1 a day and your kid, I don't know, requires 50 cents to feed a day, then you might think, hey kid, you're 6 years old, go work in a factory assembling handbags because the money is tight. See that kind of stuff? So I don't like it when people just, yeah, but I mean, again, if you compare like a first world country versus a third world country, that whole wagging the fingers kind of thing, I just think it's kind of tone deaf, because again, no parent wants to see their child hungry. And if the child can make some money to help out the family unit, that is the reason why child labor exists. It's not because the parents don't care about their kids. It's not because they don't love their kids. They just want to make sure that the kid has food on the table and it can strengthen the family unit. Oh, don't not forced to use a handbag, use a wallet and services. What do you mean? Yeah, but it depends. Like, you talk to some people, they would say, if you buy anything, do you know if this is like fair trade, or do you know that where the origins of this? Do you know? It's like, I can't assume everything I have is fair trade. Like, how about how about a spoon, right? How do I know this? How do I know this keychain was not made by some kind of child labor? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not gonna call up the factory that doesn't have any name and be like, "Excuse me, I know you're based off, let's say, in Vietnam. I am from America, and in America, we believe that children should not be used for labor. So can you please tell me if any of your employees who put together this keychain charm are under the age of 16? Because it's very important to me to make sure that my items are pure, right? And let's say if I did do that, and the factory is going to be like, yeah, yeah, we don't use any child labor. Everybody here is over the age of 18 or something. They can easily lie to your face. How are you even going to know for a fact if the who the employee list is, right? No, I don't carry half of my home in my bags. You know what I carry in my bag? I carry my wallet, my umbrella, my water bottle. What else do I carry? My wallet, my umbrella, water bottle, my microphone, my keys, and then I carry a reusable bag. That's basically all I carry. That's all I carry in my bag. And a reusable bag. I don't carry that much stuff, but the water bottle is longer than this bag, so that's why I use a bigger one. Yeah, so it's better to reduce your consumption of items or buy secondhand than it is to buy new. That's why I'm pushing for people to take care of their items, buy secondhand, and then don't be all like, oh, okay, well, I'll just buy a new handbag. My bag has a little scratch on it. Instead of trying to do leather repair, it's like, oh, let me just buy another one. Yep, yep. It's not half the house. Come on. Don't exaggerate over here. My water bottle, my phone, my umbrella, my keys, my reusable bag, my microphone if I do decide to stream, and that's it. That's basically it. Like, seriously. Oh, and some birth. That's it. I don't know about you, but I live in a home that has more than 10 items. Yeah, it's very important. It's very important to reuse this and reduce waste, especially if we're coming into 2022. And I think times are going to get tougher. So if you guys want to have, let's say, a new handbag or new wallet, go to Goodwill, go to Plato's Closet, go on eBay or Mercari or Poshmark and just buy it secondhand. You can help support another another family. A lot of these people who sell, let's say, a handbag, they're not big, like a big business, right? They're just trying to clean out their closet. You can put money into their pocket. You save money as well, and then also support the United States Postal Service as well. If you live in the United States, you could also do FedEx, but I find that most people they ship via USPS. So that is, the bigger picture about this kind of stuff. And I hope people continue to do this kind of thing moving forward. I'm not just talking about leather handbags, but I really like leather handbags because this stuff, I imagine if I really, if I didn't carry too much stuff in here, I could have had a bag like this last me from high school up till now. But, this isn't my bag. So. Yeah, don't donate trash. Yeah, don't donate trash. Yeah, don't do that. Every item that I donate, I always try to make sure if you want to make sure it's in resellable condition, not something that has cobwebs or broken or doesn't turn on. I've been in that situation where I bought something I think of from Goodwill. I brought it home and I found out the freaking thing didn't turn on. I forgot what it was though. Yeah. And you guys can also look into Goodwill. I don't really like donating to Goodwill. I'm going to share it in my community post, but they pay. It's not illegal for them to pay under minimum wage. And while I do appreciate the jobs to those who are handicapped, I can't help but think, you're getting these donations for free. Like, please pay your workers minimum wage at least. So I like to donate instead to the community openly, or alternatively, uh, I like to donate to like a small nonprofit charity, where I know that they're fully run by volunteers, and it's like a small little, feel good kind of thrift store. It's run by little old ladies. So it's a nice little thrift store. I wanted to drop off some donations today, but I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it is freaking storming in Hawaii. So I'm happy I didn't go out today. It's just super rainy. So I will talk to you guys later. And yeah, you guys got to watch this bag be conditioned and see. Let's see. I'm just feeling lazy. I don't wanna grab out another pad right now. I have a bunch of them though. So yeah, I can always tell, and this is just my opinion, I can always tell now, like, what kind of person takes care of their leather bag, because if it looks nice and soft and supple, that indicates to me that it's a good quality bag, or they really take a lot of pride into maintaining. So never ever underestimate just conditioning a bag. If you watch a movie, for instance, or if you watch TV, you can always just take some time, and while you're watching, or if there's like a 4-minute commercial, right, just get out a piece of newspaper and just start conditioning your leather item. A belt, afterwards, hang it out to dry. I like to hang it out to dry overnight, and then just keep it on like a hanger, a wooden hanger, plastic hanger, and make sure it doesn't touch any other items. And then the next day you feel it and you're like, ooh, it looks so nicely conditioned. So, and if you want a bag to last you a long time and you don't want to have to deal with costly repairs, conditioning your bag is really the way to go. I find that sometimes when you hear about people, they have like crappy looking bags and it looks all torn and damaged. It's because they simply just did not condition it, but they continue to use it. So they have no problem using it, but they somehow don't find the time to condition their leather. And that's why sometimes you see leather, it looks like it's sorely neglected. And they say, oh, but I used this bag for the last 20 years. It's like, you seriously going to tell me in the last 20 years you did not have 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes to grab out a leather wipe? Or even just 1 minute to grab out a leather wipe? Nope. Nope, 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 nope. I truly believe that if anybody buys a leather bag, it should come up with a little, hey, here are some leather wipes that you could use to help maintain this bag for many years to come. But a lot of, I think, bag manufacturers, they don't stress this kind of thing because they want to sell more bags. It's better for them to sell, let's say, 5 handbags over the course of 20 years than just sell 2 handbags or 1 handbag, right? So it's a numbers thing. But if they did do that, it would be a great message to send, for sure. And that's it. Ooh, it looks much nicer now. So, whoops. Nah, it might be my connection. Who knows? Uh, do I shop at garage sales or yard sales? I used to, but not anymore. I don't, there's not really anything that I want. I used to do that. I used to swap meets, and I used to save a lot of money because I remember there was this one bag, for instance, that I really, really loved. And it was a very limited edition bag, and I saw it one day at the swap meet. I think I paid $5 for it, and I felt so lucky because I think the bag new was about over $100. It's the Gwen Stefani um, Love Angel Music Baby La Sports Act collection. If you guys want to check it out, such a gorgeous bag. And I think the bag came out around 2002, 2003-ish. You guys know I have a big thing for La Sports Act, so that bag, when I found it at a swap meet, I distinctively remember just being like, "Oh my gosh, this is incredible!" And the person who was selling it, listen to this. I don't. They decided to use it as a mat to put other items over. Yeah, it's so stupid. Like, so at the Aloha Stadium swap. No, was it Camp? No, it was Camp Shopping Center swap meet. They had a bunch of items, and it was this guy. I think he was maybe with his girlfriend. I can't remember, but he there was like this big tote bag, La Sportec tote bag, and he had items on top of it. And I guess they were trying to sell it. And I said, are you selling the bag? Because the bag that's underneath all the items, that's actually the thing that I want to buy. So you can get some really good deals at a yard sale and swap meet. And again, put money directly into your local community is a better thing to do than give it to a business like Macy's or Pottery Barn or IKEA or big corporations, because I think especially now we need to help support each other. And if you sell something, that it's helping another family or another individual save money, and then their money is going directly to you than going off into a big box retailer. And it helps reduce waste because people buy secondhand, they don't have to buy new. However, there is a downside to that. A lot of businesses, if they're, let's say a business has this bowl, right? If you don't buy this bowl and they have like 300 of them and they got to get rid of it, most likely they're going to toss it or they're going to donate it. It's not like if you don't buy it, they're going to not make it at all. So, yeah. Oh, here's another bowl I want to show you guys. So, look at this. This is a vintage Pyrex bowl. Look at this. I think this is from 1950s or so. See that? Pyrex. I haven't used this bowl in a really long time. But it's a cute little bowl. I got it secondhand, obviously. Yeah, so think about things that way. Yeah, but it's better to just kind of reduce the amount of stuff that you have. And that's going to be my goal in 2022, making sure that I just continue to declutter and then get rid of things. And eventually, right, it's like you're going to get down to like a lower and lower number thing. And I really want to have it to the point where if I do spring cleaning one day, that I look around and I say, man, I guess I got one thing to give away or two things to give away. That's it. It's like, what? You're not going to do spring? I do spring cleaning like every day or every week, that kind of thing. It's all a numbers game. So sometimes I think that when we think about spring cleaning or people having a lot of like things that they got to declutter, like estate sales, it's simply because they never took the time out to kind of, watch all the stuff that they have and then just downsize from there. It's easier for people to accumulate than get rid of things for whatever reason. But if you don't want to get rid of things for whatever reason, right, you got to stop bringing things in. And that's how you get the numbers thing down. Trust me, I know from experience. So it's one of those things that when I get older, right? Because I do want to live until I'm like 90 something years old. I want to be that 90-year-old where I strip things down to the point where it's like, okay, I got like 3 handbags that I have. I have 2 luggage bags. I have like a little bit of jewelry. I have a chair, tables, maybe 2 sets of bed sheets, and some utensils, and that's it. Some family heirlooms that I protect and I make sure that is maintained. In that way, when I do decide to kick the bucket, whenever I kick the bucket, I know either all my items have a home or they'll be easily donatable. So, for instance, right? Let's say I'm 90 years old and I only have like one of these kind of spoons over here, right? This is a rice patty. But let's say if I pass away, it's like my items are so curated. It's easy for my loved ones, my family members to just pick up the items and say, "Do you want it? You don't want it? Okay, we'll just donate it to a, or we'll do a free little thing, right? Hey, do you want the microwave? Do you want this thing?" And it won't be overwhelming because I've seen estate sales where the family has thousands of items to get rid of, and then they say we got to clear out this place, and they have heirloom after heirloom after heirloom. They got vintage, paintings, and they just say like, man, we have this stuff, and then we got stuff in the attic or the garage, and it can be really overwhelming to the family. And that's why I say, I talk about this stuff very openly about passing and death, because I don't want you guys to fall in that trap that I see people who have estate sales fall into, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years of collecting things. And then when they finally kick the bucket again, it puts stress on the family members, because they say, oh man, now we got to go through 20 bed sheet sets kind of thing. Oh my gosh, look at all this stuff. They got like 200 pieces of clothing, or so much Tupperware that they didn't even take care of, or they was cracked and they never did anything about it. So it's all that stuff. So right now I am 33 years old, and with this kind of mindset, I'm curious to see how my life radically changes in the next couple years, because wherever I am in the world, right, I keep this kind of stuff in mind. Yeah. So, if you don't buy too much stuff and you want to get rid of something, it's so much easier. Like if I posted in like one of my groups, right, free groups, hey, does anybody want this rice patty? Like, yeah, someone will take it, because they'll be like, oh, it's just one rice patty. Yeah, sure, we'll take it. But I actually use that rice patty. That rice patty. I use it for not just rice, but I use it to stir things, or I use it if I stir fry things. So that's the beauty of this thing. It's multi-purpose. You don't have to just use it for scooping rice. If you're cooking, stir frying, you can use this too. I like it because it's not plastic. It's not silicone, so I don't have to worry about it melting. I bought this from Daiso. It was $1.50, and I thought this was an incredible find. But I don't buy much from a $1.50 store because there's not anything that I need. But it's for something like simple, like uh, household stuff. The $1.50 store won't steer you wrong. But best thing to do is go to a thrift store. Maybe you find some utensils for 25 or 50 cents each, because someone kicked the bucket or someone moved and then they just donated a bunch of utensils out. So yeah, you guys take care. This has been a much longer stream than I anticipated, and all this kind of stuff. But just take care of yourself. Downsize your stuff. Don't just see your items as just stuff. See it as stuff that you have a responsibility to maintain, take care, repair. And in return, your items will last you for a number of years if they are quality items. Not that piece of crap, synthetic leather stuff that peels and, you can't, you know what I'm talking about? Like vegan synthetic petroleum plastic lace leather, that stuff that falls off from the backing, and then you got to throw that stuff away. Like don't waste your money on that. Seriously. Like that's just, you might as well just throw your money out the window, because it's only going to last you about a couple of years, and then you're going to have to dispose of it because there is no fixing bubbling leather. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you ever seen those cheap leather gaming chairs, the ones that just kind of have they flake off after a while, like don't buy that stuff. Like you are better off buying a higher quality leather and maintaining it than dealing with Oh, it was cheap. Yeah, I'm not gonna think about it. Me throwing away it in. I'm not gonna think about me throwing it away in 2 years or something like that. Think about it now. Man, yeah, if you have like a wooden chair, your wooden chair, you don't have to worry about it peeling. I don't know how many people want to game on a wooden chair though, but those wooden chairs, geez, as long as nothing, you don't put like 500 pounds over it or something, and you don't have termites, those chairs should last you 70 years. There's some chairs out there that's from like the 1700s, and you can still sit on those freaking chairs. So that's something, right? You take care of an item, the chair or the item will outlast you. For instance, this spoon is going to live longer than I am. Okay, I can put it out in the open. That spoon is not going to deteriorate at all. So yeah, that, and think about how many millions upon millions of million spoons are made every year in the world. And people, they say, oh yeah, it's a wooden spoon, oh it has a scratch on it, oh it's a little dingy, let me throw it away. It's like those spoons are supposed to last possibly 300, 400 years. Right? And that's the thing that people just, I think they take for granted. So if you have a wooden spoon, I mean, a wooden spoon or like a metal spoon, you don't have to ever worry about buying another spoon, because how are you going to break a wooden spoon when the only thing you're eating out of that spoon, especially, is yogurt? Right? If that spoon decides to rust, you can try to use a metal cleaner on it and try to salvage it. But I haven't had any rust on my spoons, and I've had some of these spoons since I was a little kid. So some of these spoons, I wouldn't be surprised if they're 30 years old. Yes. This spoon could very well be 30 years old, you guys. And it's not kicking the bucket anytime soon. I expect that spoon to still be around when I'm 75. You know, someone might be using it in my family, but it's still going to be around. It's not going to have to be thrown away. Okay, you guys. So yeah, you guys take care. I'm gonna get going, and as usual, you guys, as I'm gonna end it with, don't be a clown. Okay? See ya.